Alright, what is going on today? So, in today's video, I got the opportunity to chat with the Kartell Beswick. He is a bodybuilder, men's physique competitor, competing naturally, and what he's going to talk a little bit about today is, you know, his experience moving from Ontario to British Columbia and Vancouver here, and some of the challenges that arise. But he's also just going to talk about like his fitness journey and his mental health journey in the past couple years. And without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this conversation. Before we jump into it, you can follow Kartell on social media. His Instagram is at gorilla_fit with 2 T's, or at Kartell Beswick, which I'm going to throw below, so you guys can go and check that out there. Or you can find him on Facebook at www.facebook.com/gorillafit with 2 T's. So go and check him out, enjoy this conversation, and hopefully you guys get some entertainment and some knowledge out of it. Thank you so much. And one more thing. If you guys are liking these interviews that I'm doing and you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified when I release these interviews every single week. If not, just watch this video and enjoy. All right, now we're recording. What's going on? We're here with the Kartell Beswick. You can look him up on Instagram at gorilla_fit or at Kartell Beswick. But tell us a little bit about yourself, bro.
A little bit about myself. Well, moved here about 5 or 6 years ago. Got into a car accident when I first moved here, and that's kind of what started my fitness journey. I mean, like, I've always been into fitness, but you know, those go to the gym, pick up a weight, get a pump, walk out. Oh yeah, that was me. So it was never really actually working out. But I got into a car accident, like I said. My massage therapist was like, start going to the gym. They're like, just do our workouts that we do here at the gym and don't go too hard. And apparently I like all of it, but go to the gym and start lifting. Went through one ear, out the other, because I just went full-fledged, and now I'm here.
Nice, man. So what kind of what happened after that car accident?
So after that car accident, I was like extremely inactive, did nothing, kind of just sat around and played video games, watched movies, lost a lot of weight, was extremely depressed because the reason why I moved out here was to play rugby for Team Canada. So when I got into the car accident and it kind of went out the window, it kind of shot me into like a really deep depression because I like left all my friends and family out in Ontario and then moved out here with like obviously my mom and my sisters, but everybody else is out there, right? So then coming out here and having no friends and all that stuff to like distract me from all that stuff was hard, right? So that's when I ended up finding the gym and finding everything else around the gym and the friends inside the gym, outside the gym, because after that depression, I lost like 10 pounds. Like when I first walked in the gym, I was like 110, 15 pounds, and I moved here at like 125. So yeah, it was definitely a weird change to go from being able to message one person and go out and do whatever for all hours of the day to coming here and just sitting around doing nothing for it was about like, I'd probably say almost like 4 or 5 months before I even started actually going out and meeting people.
Yeah. And then what was so like going to the gym like full time, like doing bodybuilding stuff like that started all like once you were here, and then you got in the accident, and then you started going to the gym afterwards to try and fix your injuries, right?
Yeah. So the whole bodybuilding thing didn't really start till after my accident, because I actually have my one buddy. He's actually kind of like big, and he would continuously tell me, he's like, dude, he's like, look at the progress you're making. Go walk on stage. Do it at least once. You know what I mean? Even if you don't like it, just, you know what I mean? Just do it. I know you do great. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. This is not why I'm working out. You know what I mean? I'm working out to, like, for myself, you know what I mean? Make myself feel better, you know what I mean? All that stuff, right? It's a therapy thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I kept going and kept going and kept going and started seeing like a lot of progress, and then started, you know, practicing some poses here and there. And I was like, you know what? I was like you said, try it once, and if you don't like it, don't do it again, right? It's not like once you do it once, you're stuck in it forever, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what happened with me. I tried it once, and as soon as I walked off stage, I got the bug. I was like, that's it. I'm like, when's my next show? And that's when bodybuilding started for me. It was the rush of getting back on stage again, because all my life I was, you know, like I was acting, right? I was in all these different plays, and all because anybody who knows me, I'm an outgoing person. I'm always over the top about 90% of things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just who I am, right? So being able to go on stage and like get on stage and get that adrenaline rush again, and have all those eyes on you, and then going out there and having like my first show, I walked out there and I didn't bring anybody to that show, not even one person. And then morning show, it was quiet out there when I walked on stage. And then night show comes, and I walk on stage, and all of a sudden I have like all these people cheering my number, yelling, "Go Kartell, flex hard," you know what I mean? All this stuff. I'm like, whoa! I'm like, is this really the bodybuilding community? You know what I mean? Like this is really how it works. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know anybody out there. Then after the show, I had people coming up to me and like, "Wow, your physique is amazing. How many shows have you done? Who's your coach?" And I was like, "First show, and my coach is me." You know what I mean? Like, so it was just like. So then after that, I was like, "Oh man," I'm like, "I gotta keep doing this."
Nice, man. What was like the biggest struggle when you first started?
Oh man, probably the biggest struggle for me was willingly being able to cut out the foods that I absolutely love, and like indulging on things that I absolutely love. Like it's funny, my second show for BC Cup, our boy Sam,
Yep.
from Nash, our boy Sam, me and him before my show, we were like hanging out a bunch, blah blah blah, and we go down to English Bay.
Yep.
And we're walking around, and you know those rotator potato things.
Yeah.
So we walk past this truck, and he goes, "I know you want one of those." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I can't." And he goes, "It's only one." I'm like, "You're right." I'm like, "You're right." And where I'm at right now, it's not really gonna do anything. You know what? Let's go for it. So we go for it. But then after I did it, I'm like, he's right. It is only one, but like, it's like I'm in prep. You know what I mean? So it's like that's kind of where it started for me. When I get on prep, I kind of seclude myself from everybody else.
Yeah.
Because like, even though they're right, it is only one and whatnot. It's like after that, I kind of had that feeling like, oh well, if it's only one, then yeah, maybe I could have another one tomorrow, or you know what I mean, another something tomorrow. You know what I mean? And it's like you don't want to get in that habit when you get on prep, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, and afterwards, it's always like the worst if, like, obviously, heaven forbid it happens, you don't get the outcome you want, to look back and be like, oh man, there was that one time that I ate that one thing. You don't want those regrets, right?
Well, and that is it, because like, I feel like I brought my best physique to stage that show, but I placed third again. You know what I mean? So it was like, yeah, I walked on stage with like a lot better competitors than I did my first show, of course. But like, I was like, after I walked on stage, I was happy with third. I placed top 3. You know what I mean? I qualified for nationals again. You know what I mean? I was like, that's it. I'm like, because this show was me proving to myself that like, because after my first show, I was qualified for nationals, but I wasn't gonna go straight to nationals because I was like, it was my first show. Like, what if it was a fluke? You know what I mean? Like, I was like, so then this show was like it was like my bag. Like, I was like, this is it. Like, if I win this show where I place top 3, like I qualify, I'm meant to go to nationals. You know what I mean? So then I placed third again, and I was like, oh, I was happy, I was ecstatic. But then I was like, afterwards, I was like, what if that rotator potato was the breaking point for me getting first? You know what I mean? Like, so then from there, like, for my third national show, I basically secluded myself from like everybody up until my buddy came down from Niagara, and he was down for like 2 weeks. But other than that, it was like, yeah, I did. I secluded myself from like everybody.
Yeah, man. Was that hard?
It was and it wasn't. It was hard for me to say no to people and be like, no, I can't come out, or no, like anything, right? Like it was hard to just say no to my friends when, you know what I mean, they're excited to go do stuff, right? But it wasn't hard because I knew the reason why I was doing it. Like at the end of the day, you got to focus on yourself sometimes, you know what I mean? And when you're striving for a certain goal, like your friends and your family and like if you're with someone, your significant other is always going to understand that the things you're doing is bettering you, right? So if they get upset or, you know what I mean, anything like that, then that just shows that they're not supporters, right? You know what I mean? If they support you fully, you going and saying, like, you coming to me and be like, hey bro, you want to go for dinner tonight? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm down, but I got to bring my own food. And you'd be like, oh, well, like maybe another time, you know what I mean? Then that's just like, well, that's just showing that it's like, you don't really support me to the fullest, right? And it's like, when I did seclude myself, it kind of showed me who's like my day ones, like that no matter what, if I go MIA for like 4 or 5 months, they're, as soon as I come back and be like, hey bro, missed you, how you doing? They're gonna be like, oh, I missed you too, how you been? You know what I mean? Like, there's not gonna be any kind of hostility, any kind of like hurt feelings, you know, stuff like that. Like, even you and me, we kind of like, we were hanging out for like 3 months almost every day, and then once we both started working hard and, you know what I mean, you getting your everything, your business going, and like we kind of like we stopped talking for almost like a month, you know what I mean? And then one day you're like, hey bro, you want to come over? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's, you know, stuff like that. It's like, and those are the people that you need in your life, because no matter what happens, you know those people are always going to be there, right?
Yeah. I always appreciate, I think like my closest friends are always those that, you know, you can not talk for sometimes maybe a week or 2, and then you just pick up right where you left off, and it's like you were seeing each other every single day anyways.
Yeah, and it's dope because like I like having those little times off, because then like even then you actually have some, like, a lot more to talk about as well, you know what I mean? Like you have some catching up to do because you guys haven't talked for however long, right? So it just keeps things going for me, right?
Yeah, man, and I feel like it makes you appreciate people a lot more when you like,
Oh, for sure.
there's like certain things where you're like yesterday, how I just like called you. It's like, man, I just want to laugh. Like, he always makes me
Yeah.
laugh. I'm just gonna call him up, see what he's up to.
Yeah.
You know, like little things like that, or different friends. You have different things that they help you out with. So you're like, oh, I'm gonna call them for this, or I'm gonna call them for that.
Exactly. Like that's the thing. Like we've known each other and been friends for like a while now. Like actually, like, almost 3-4 years now.
Yep.
But like we didn't really become like the friends we are now till like 5-6 months ago.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And sometimes the people and like the friendships that come quick and like that random are like that are the best ones, right? Because like you and me from day one, we were supporting each other, helping each other, you know what I mean? Everything, like, and there was never any time where it was like, oh, maybe you should take a little bit of time off that, or take a little bit of time off that and focus on that. It's like, no, if you love what you're doing, focus on that, dude. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
was never nothing any other than that, right?
I think both of us bonded as well really quickly because we were talking a lot about the different things that we were going through. We were kind of both vulnerable right away and just like, yo, dude, this is what I'm kind of dealing with right now. We were working out together and it was just like, yeah, dude, I'm stressed out about this. And, we were able to just kind of talk about different problems and kind of figure out solutions with each other. I think that's kind
Exactly.
of what made like a friendship strong.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That's exactly it. And then like all of the freaking the late nights of us laughing and joking, your dad coming in and be like, hey guys, like it's late, like you
Shut the
and we're just like and we look at the time, we're like, oh damn, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, like
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean? And those are the times it's like the friendships that you can actually sit and like lose track of time with because you're just distracted laughing and you know what I mean, all like everything like that are like the best friendships, right?
Yeah, man. I think like one of the biggest reasons that we actually ever became friends was because of fitness, man.
Oh, for sure.
100%. How did fitness kind of help out your mental health? Because you were saying that you were dealing with depression after your car accident, and then after that you started working out. So how did that kind of impact your mental health?
So um the whole fitness thing impacted my mental health in probably like the bestest, like in probably the most best way possible, just because of the fact that it was like the biggest distraction for me.
Yeah,
um like if I was angry, if I could use my anger to the weights and push some heavy weight, you know what I mean? Like that's like if you go on my Instagram and you see me pushing heavy weight, most of the time I've channeled something inside of me to actually push it, you know what I mean? Like yeah, there's pre-workout, there's a good pump, there's a lot of energy, but like besides all of that, like you got to you have to channel something to be able to push, to be able to push some stuff, you know what I mean? And that is the biggest thing that I love about the gym, and also the relationships that I have made inside the gym. You know what I mean? Like you and everybody from Nash, even some people that I only see strictly in the gym. You know what I mean? Like you go inside the gym and you walk in, it's like, hey, how you doing? How's your week been? How like everything? It's like it's like a 5-10 minute catch up period, and it's like, yo, Kartell, why you spend so much time at the gym? Also because it's like a family to me. You know what I mean? I got a lot of people to talk to. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
and that's the big thing for me for gyms. Like I can go to the best gym possible, and if I walk up to the front desk and they just scan my card and I walk in and they don't say how you doing, how's your day, or whatnot, you know what I mean? Like at at Nash Kingsway, I don't even scan my card. They just punch me in, and then I walk behind the counter, give them all hugs, or or shake their hand, give them daps or whatever, and walk away and start my workout. You know what I mean? Like and now like and then it started getting to the point where like I started waiting to take my pre-workout and stuff till I got to the gym and started sitting at the couches outside the front desk so I could talk to everybody at the front desk and take my pre-workout, rub my drip fit on, and, you know what I mean, get my workout set, right? And not a lot of gyms are like that, right? Like a lot of gyms are just strictly like a gym basis, right? You go in, they scan your card, they say, hey, how you doing? Have a good workout, and that's it. You know what I mean? And between like the beginning of Brentwood and Kingsway Nash, those were like my two favorite gyms, right? Like when like you and like the first crew when I first walked in there was there, you know what I mean? Like those were the times, you know what I mean? Like it was like when I walked into the gym and I asked for a 7-day membership, and Mark goes, nah, dude, you don't look like you need a 7-day membership. You look like you need a real membership, and I'll pay for it. Like I'm like, oh, okay, like
I was like,
how
this
can you
dude
say no to
belongs
that?
here.
Like
That gym was sick, man, and like all the staff when I first started there was sick. The team
oh
was
yeah,
awesome. We just chilled out, worked out all day, built a good community. And that's kind of like what you're saying. Like anytime I've ever been like a huge fan of either like a business or a group or anything like that is because of like the community. Like even like my favorite restaurants or coffee shops, like I go to the ones where people kind of, remember your name or remember
yeah,
your favorite drink or,
even if it's completely out of the way, it's sometimes better to go take the 5-10 minute drive to go there and put a smile on their face and yours, right? Like now that I've like, because I'm still working here and there. Like some days I'll literally wait to get my breakfast from the little shop beside my work, because it's like a family field. They walk, like, there's a side entrance that says please use other door, and when they know I'm coming, they have it unlocked so I can come walk in, and I walk basically into the kitchen, say hi to everybody, you know what I mean, walk around the counter and get my food, you know what I mean. Like it's just like, and it's like that right there is like the biggest thing, you know what I mean. Like even down the street, there's a donair place, and it's probably by far the best donairs I've ever had. And not only that, but when you walk in there, buddy is amazing. I told him about my car, he's gonna come by and fix my car for me. Like, it's stuff like that. It's like little things like that. It's like, how could you not go out of your way to go give that person your money or put a smile on their face, you know what I mean? It's like, and when you're in a bad mood, why not go to that place and let them put a smile on your face, even if you don't want to smile? It's better, you know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah, man. Is that like what's been the most difficult part of this whole like self-isolation thing for you?
Honestly, probably the gym.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, probably the gym. Like, I mean, like, obviously I miss working every day and seeing everybody at my work and like all the dogs and all that stuff. Like, I do love and miss that, but the gym 110%, because that's like my safe haven, you know what I mean? Like, that's the place where I go when I'm bored. That's the place where I go when I'm hungry. That's the place where I go when I'm mad, sad, happy, anything, right? And now it's like when I'm bored, I go to play video games, or like, and now it's like when I get into like my depressed things, I try to come work out, but it's kind of hard to do home workouts when you got like a little 15-pound dumbbells and some resistance bands, and your distractions are at home. You know what I mean? And it's like, so it's like, that was the big thing for me for the gym, is getting away from my distractions, being able to put in my headphones, even though like there's distractions at the gym too, but it's like, your distractions are the people at the gym, right? So everybody at the gym is there for the same reason. They're there for their specific goals, right? And then here, it's like, I'm here with my mom and my sisters, and it's like, there's nothing really motivating here for me to just be like, okay, let's get into a workout. You know what I mean? So especially when it's like halfway through my workout, not even halfway, I'll pick up some dumbbells. It's like, I don't hear weights clanging around. I don't hear like anything like that. And then I just put down my weights and go back inside and play some video games. Right? So it's like,
yeah.
And that right there is another thing about the gym, is that when I'm at the gym, if I get bored, it's like, oh, am I gonna go drive back home 15-20 minutes to go play video games, or am I gonna go and actually finish, even if it's a terrible workout, finish my workout, because you just took your pre-workout, everything. Are you going to put all that to waste, or are you going to actually just, even if it's a terrible workout, you're still doing something, right?
Yeah, and just having that environment and the community around you, like you're just like completely like, yeah, lost without it, man. I feel the exact same way. I feel the exact same way. It's tough, man. Like,
Yeah,
literally my
sure.
workouts have just completely changed up. It's just like push-ups, pull-ups. I have like one resistance band and like, I think like 2 10-pound dumbbells right beside me right now. That's it. That's what I got.
I because I don't know how long the gyms are going to be closed and everything, I even decided to start like switching up my workouts completely. I ordered gymnastics rings, and I'm gonna like start doing like some like calisthenic stuff and like
Nice.
actual like body weight movement and stuff like that, because like I know how much upper body strength I have, so it's like, why not use it if I have no real weights, right?
Yeah, challenge yourself, man. My workouts have completely changed. It's like completely like cardio based and then supplemented with resistance training now, instead of what it used to be, which was the opposite.
Exactly. Like before, it was go to the gym and load up as much weight as I can and push it. You know what I mean? And get a crazy pump. And now like I don't even really get pumps, but like I go and I do a lot of resistance stuff. I mean, like, I guess this is kind of good because I've been stretching a little bit more. So like my shoulder, like my, you know how my left shoulder's always been bugging me. It's like a lot more loose because I've been having more time to sit with my massage gun and dig into like the pressure points and do all that stuff and actually stretch it a little bit more. Besides that, man, I really miss the gym.
Yeah, man. I did see though. I don't know if it was like an actual news article, but I think I saw on social media somewhere that there was Gold's gyms opening up in the States.
Yeah, they are. Even in Ontario, I don't know why they're starting in Ontario, considering it's the worst place right now. But they're starting to open up businesses in general, like as early as May 11th. Like even preschool and like elementary school kids are going to start school May 11th.
No way.
Yeah, but high school kids and like everybody else are still online.
No way.
Which to me is really, really weird, because like teenagers and like kids from like grade like 9 to graduation, it's like at least you don't really have to supervise them. At least you can know that like they'll at least wash their hands or hit a Purell thing on the side of the thing. You know what I mean? Kids are dirty. Like, you know what I mean? Like, kids go outside, they're playing in the dirt, they come back inside and they're licking their fingers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, and how is one teacher gonna sit there and watch 15 5, 6-year-olds running around and try to make sure that they all wash their hands?
15. I think classes are much bigger than that, man.
Well, I meant like preschool. You know what I mean? Like in like daycares and stuff like that. Like even just for, like, and then like obviously, yeah, in like elementary school, yeah, there's like 20 plus kids, 25, 30 kids in the class. Like how are you supposed to sit there and be like, okay, did you wash your hands? Did you wash your hands? Like you're gonna sit there every day.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I have no idea. Honestly, what is gonna happen.
Honestly, we're not, realistically speaking, we're not gonna go back to we're never gonna go back to the normal. We're like, at the end of the day.
You don't think, eh?
No, at the end of the day, I don't think we're ever gonna go back to our normal like day-to-day thing. Like there's always gonna be like I don't think there's gonna be like that whole like 100% social distance thing in effect all the time, or like 2 people in a building at a time. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But like, you know, everybody's always gonna be thinking about like the coronavirus at like some point in some place. You know what I mean? Like when you're walking down the street, you hear someone coughing and sneezing, you're not just gonna ignore it and keep walking and be like, oh, maybe that was corona. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you're probably gonna see those people that are still walking around with masks and gloves on in like a year from now. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And you're still gonna go into businesses and they're probably still gonna have things like some kind of rule in effect, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But I don't think we're ever going to go back to the 100% normal where you're going to see random people licking windows.
Oh, man. I don't think that's what we need anyways. I don't think we need everyone licking windows, man. That's too funny, dude. That's too funny, man. So what's the game plan? Say like gyms open up, I don't know, say they open up at the end of this month. What's the game plan for you? What's your next goal?
My next goal is definitely kickstart my off season as good as possible, seeing as I gained a good like 5-10 pounds so far. Try to use the weight that I've gained as good as possible. Try to push some good weight, pack on some really good size with this. And you know me, I try to stay as lean as possible all the time, right? So like I want to continue that. And I know for sure that I'm definitely going to be a lot more careful in the gym when it comes to like, I'm probably going to bring a towel for me to lay on benches and stuff, because I know that not everybody's going to be wiping down their benches. I'm definitely going to be wiping down every bench that I go to, and you know what I mean, stuff like that. But as of right now, I was planning on competing next year, but with everything that's going on and me not having the best off season so far, who knows? I was planning on competing at the beginning of next year, but who knows? It might end up getting pushed to like the end of the year, like doing like an October show, like either Van City or like Popeyes or something like that, or just holding off altogether and competing in 2022 and just pack on some really good size. Because like the whole reason why I took off this year was to have a good off season, pack on some good size, but not only that, but go hiking, camping, explore. Because I've lived, like I said, I've lived here for like 5-6 years and I haven't done anything, absolutely anything. I haven't been to the island. I've never been on a ferry yet. You know what I mean? Like everything like that. You know what I mean? Every time I tell people that, they're like, seriously? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're like,
we'll get you on the ferry. We'll get you on the ferry this year.
Yeah, they're like, have you been to Whistler? I'm like, no. They're like, how haven't you been to Whistler? I'm like, the only time I went to Whistler was I hiked in Whistler once. That was it. You know what I mean? I've never done anything else, right? But yeah, so like I haven't done anything since I've really been here, right? So it's just like that was the main reason why I took off this year. So if like this year continues on and nothing really opens up, then I'll probably take another summer off so that I can actually do stuff.
Yeah, Whistler's pretty sick if you ski or snowboard, or if you just want to party, then that's a good place to go, man.
Yeah, I want to go snowboarding up there. My buddy from work went up there in January, I think it was, January, February, and like the pictures he had, and I was like watching his stories and stuff. It was absolutely beautiful. I want to go snowboarding up there so bad.
Yeah, it's insane up there, man.
Yeah.
I think this whole situation with like the self-isolation kind of threw everyone a curveball. I think everyone was geared up, ready for 2020 to be a good year, start a new decade off well, and then now everyone's
all
kind
got
of
slapped in the face.
Yeah, we're all stuck inside now.
Yeah.
It's been stressing me out, dude, though, man.
What's that? Dude, yo, I'm getting some stubble.
Nice, dude.
He's like, no, you're not, dude.
Nice, dude. Nice, man. I think I'm getting a little bit of stubble as well, man.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's just starting to come in for me.
Are you gonna dye your beard too?
Do you think I should?
Did you hear that?
Oh man. But no, for real, man, this whole self-isolation thing, it's like honestly getting to me, dude. It's stressing me out.
At first when everybody was like, like this is crazy, this is terrible, I was like, oh, whatever, like just suck it up, try to get active. And now I'm like, all right, I understand. Like I'm like, this is kind of getting ridiculous now. Like I'm actually getting stir crazy. Like I really am.
Yeah, man. And like I'm somebody that usually needs like quite a lot of alone time. I'm usually someone who like doesn't want to go out. I just go to work, typically go to the gym. That's like my social life. And then I come home. I like to relax and have like my quiet time. And
yeah, I am kind of the same thing. And I think the reason why we're both in this boat where we're getting stir crazy is because it's not our decision to stay inside.
Yeah, man. Lack of control for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like, dude, I need to like, I like to have social interaction a little bit, man. Like I need to have that, like, cause my job was especially when I was working in a restaurant, it was awesome. Cause I was just talking to people all day.
Every day.
And just like meeting new people, having fun little conversations, making them laugh. They make me laugh. Like now it's just like, this is the best communication we can have. I'm not even able to look at another human in person. Like,
I know, it's crazy. Like it's actually ridiculous. And like for me, like luckily the job that I'm doing right now, I get to go to people's houses and at least have some kind of human interaction with random people and joke with them and make them laugh. And you know me, I'm always trying to make people laugh. Like I was at a customer's house the other day. We were putting together their couch, and I was bent over grabbing the bolts to go put them in the leg, and the guy walks by me to go get the felt pads. I'm like, oh, dude, like walking by me when I'm bent over. That's risky business. And he just starts laughing. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, it's like stuff like that. It's like I always try and especially now like with this whole self-isolation thing, I am really taking advantage of all the jokes I got from my brain, man. Like, you know how many days I sit in my room and I even try to make myself laugh? be sitting in my be sitting in my room looking at my mirror, cracking jokes to myself.
Yeah, man. I think we're all going nuts, dude.
Oh man. And it's getting to the point where like I was playing video games to make myself not bored, and now I'm just bored of video games.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, man. Because it's just like an endless cycle of just like instant gratification. You're just like sitting there like, oh, everything's just like, you just like, oh, this is fun, this is awesome. And then after you do it for like hours and hours, it's like, man, it's kind of the same thing over and over again. It's just like a cycle. It's just like a weird endless cycle.
You know, if my mom actually let me indulge in video games when I was younger and I was really good at them now and getting paid for it, I'd be like, let's live on my video games. You know what I mean? Because I just read that some 14-year-old won $2.5 million playing Fortnite. And my mom told me when I was young, if I continue to play video games, I'm not going to live up to anything and I'm going to be broke. I'm broke now. I'm broke now listening to you, okay?
Yeah, man, I feel you. But it's yeah, man, it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. I can't wait to get back in the gym for sure. I can't wait to get back to work.
I know, we gotta get into, like, as soon as gyms open, like, we have to go have a crazy lift.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Throw around some as heavy weight as we physically possibly can. After all this, it might only be a plate. It might only be a plate on each side, but we're gonna lift it like it's real heavy and make it look good.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to just get back in the gym, dude.
How
do you think this whole like self-isolation thing has impacted you the most? Like, what's like the biggest change for you?
Biggest change for me is definitely probably I'm trying to find more hobbies, I guess, and try to keep myself like as busy as possible for the most part. Like, you know, like I've started watching documentaries and, you know what I mean, stuff like that actually, like, instead of like going in my room and throwing on like Simpsons or Family Guy or something just to kill the time, I actually put on something that will actually like that I'll actually have to sit and like watch and like actually think about, right? And like before, I always loved documentaries, but I never really like, I always told myself I never really had the time to sit and like watch them because I was working and then going to the gym till like 8, 9 at night and then come home and basically go right to bed. So yeah, that's basically like the most thing is like I go and I watch documentaries and I actually go online and like research the documentaries that I'm watching and see like how true they really are and see like what they're not telling me on the documentaries that you can actually see on like the web, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah, man, 100%. So just been like trying to fill your time a lot more. You have like too much time, you feel like?
Well, yeah, because like for me now the days feel like they're so much longer and like because video games are kind of boring for me now. I'm not really playing video games as much. And then like probably last week I realized that I was sitting in my room a lot on my phone, just literally like there was like Family Guy or Simpsons on my TV in the background, but I was literally just on my phone for hours on end, either watching TikToks or on Instagram or something like that. And I was like, dude, like you have a lot of time on your hands right now. And not only that, but like I I posted a video of me, you know, me dancing and stuff on my story the other day. I had so many people messaging me saying, wow, you have a lot of time in your hands. And that right there, I was like, maybe I do have a lot of time on my hands. And then that right there was like, okay, well, I guess I got to start filling some time.
Yeah, man. At least like you went like you were A, like dancing, and B, like actually like posting something instead of just like sitting there scrolling the whole time. Because man, like,
yeah,
dude, that gets so depressing for me if I'm just sitting in my room just like scrolling through Instagram or scrolling through Facebook, just like
and it
I feel like I
is
waste my
extremely
day.
depressing. Yeah, it is. It is depressing, and it does waste a lot of your time and a lot of your day, because like, and that's the thing is like, before all this, even though you felt like you had no time, it was a lot better, because like now you feel like you have all the time in the world and no time and nothing to fill it with.
Yeah, man, 100%. Like that's been like the biggest thing that's been bugging me recently is, man, I feel like I'm anxious, or I feel like I'm like wasting a lot of time, but then I also feel like, and there's like nothing really more I can do. Like there's nowhere I can go, or there's nothing I can really do too much of right now. Like most
Yeah,
places are closed
exactly.
down, right?
Yep. Yeah, and it's like, even for me, like, even like, I know a lot of people, like, like when this whole pandemic started, before we actually got like fully locked down, me and my one friend were literally going on hikes probably almost every day, and that was because like that was our like safe haven, right? Like we went out, it distracted us. We literally talked from the start of our hike to the end of our hike. There was no point in our hike where we were basically quiet, you know what I mean? And like, now there's all the trails are closed, right? And it's like, that was a big bummer for me, because like, if gyms were going to close and everything, I was like, sure, fine, whatever, because I had the trails, right? Because the trails were a big distraction for me as well. I love nature, you know what I mean? Even if there's nothing to look at, you can still go out and look at all the nature, look at like everything that's out there, right? And it's a huge distraction.
Yeah, man, at least like something to do. Now there's like literally nothing open.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, how much longer do you think it's gonna last?
Well, I mean, I feel like if they're already going to be opening up businesses within this month, I feel like by June, by like the end of June-ish, mid-June-ish, we should start like seeing other things open up, like trails and like other businesses and like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I realistically speaking, I do not think that they're gonna have everything closed all year. Like I do not. I don't think I don't think they physically can like afford to have everything closed for the entire year
Yeah, man,
and
100%.
like actually pay everybody the entire year. Like if the government actually like thinks they can afford to pay to have everything closed down for the entire year and pay everybody in Canada money until this is all done, they're in over their heads, realistically speaking. Like they're in over their heads, and if they do, that just means they're gonna be taxing the hell out of us once this is all done.
Yeah, man, one would assume.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
man. Well, we're coming up on good 40 minutes of recording here. I'm gonna
Really?
let you go. Yeah, man, it flew by. Flew by. I'm
Damn.
gonna let you go soon. I'm gonna let you first shout out your Instagrams, and then tell people what they can find on your profiles there first. And then
Okay.
I
Okay.
want you to leave everyone off with a positive message. If someone's stressed out because of this whole situation, you got to give them some advice. So shout your Instagrams out first.
Okay, so we'll start with my personal Instagram. What you'll find on there is basically just my personal life. You'll find me on hikes with this guy, actually. You'll find me, pictures at work and me just acting a fool. You'll see this ugly mug on there a lot. But it's at Kartell Beswick. Kartell is a K and two L's, and then Beswick, Beswick. Nice and easy. And then my second Instagram is my fitness page, where I try to be a little bit more motivational and positive. And that one is that is Gorilla Fit, Gorilla spelt normally _fit with two T's. And you'll see me throwing around some weight, flexing, and yeah, like I said, trying to be as motivational as possible. If you watch my stories, I act a full on there 9 times out of 10. Now, me, along with everybody else in the world, not just in Canada, not just in Vancouver, in the world, are going through the exact same thing, and we're all stressed, we're all anxious, and we're all depressed. Just remember that this is only temporary, and it's not gonna be a forever thing. Your friends are still there. Do what we're doing now. Catch up with them, check in on them, because realistically speaking, you checking in on them and letting them know that they're on your mind and stuff like that is enough to actually help people get through these times. Because there's been multiple times where I've been sitting in my room and I was depressed. And actually, it's funny because last night I was sitting in my room, I was tired, I was depressed, I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. And then Mark messages me, and he didn't even say anything. He just said, hey bro, what's up? And that right there, I smiled right away. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? There is other people out there that are like, that are bored, and you know what I mean, and feeling the exact same way. And that message right there can go a long way at the end of the day. So just keep your head up, smile, pick yourself up, kick the dirt, wipe the dirt off your ass, and keep on going. Keep on going.
I love it, man. I love it. Stay connected with your loved ones, stay connected with your friends, your family members, and just keep your head up, man, the best you can.
That's it. Because at the end of the day, your mind is your biggest enemy and your biggest savior. So use it.
Beautiful, 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 man. Well, thank you so much. We're going to throw the recording off. Peace out, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Have a good one.